Hi everyone, this is Julianne Victoria. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. It's been a while since I posted here, since I did my three-part deck unpacking. But I thought, well, this is a good reason to get back on the channel. So this is a deck review video. I was contacted by the creator of this deck, Psychic Nath or Nath, I'm not sure. And the deck is the Mystical Tarot of the Saints. So some of you may have seen my Holy Decks video and my Catholic Decks video. I'll link them on screen towards the end of this video if you haven't seen them. Otherwise, they're in my deck tour playlist on my channel page. So I was contacted and I thought, yeah, let's take a look at this deck. Also, if anyone's interested in seeing a side-by-side flip through of this deck, and I believe it's called the Holy Tarot, which is somewhat similar, it's based on the saints, let me know and I'll get moving on that. Okay, so again, this is called the Mystical Tarot of the Saints by Psychic Nath and artwork by Christina Scagliotti. On the back it says, and this is hard for me to read, the lighting's not great in here. Original tarot created with the influence of the saints. The minor arcana include pips that relate to the alchemical element, as well as saints for each of the courts. So the majors and the saints, and the court cards are saints. The major arcana fully embody a saint. The deck can be used for divination, meditation, or magical manifestations. That's what it says on the back here. So I was sent the deck with the little white book, but it also comes, apparently there's a larger book and meditations for the 38 saints. So it's for the major arcana and the court cards. I did not purchase those, but those are options if this is a deck you're interested in. As I mentioned, it comes with a little white book. Pretty standard. There's a page for each card. As well as for the minor arcana. Often the minor arcana get like shorter bits. And then in the back there are some spreads. So pretty standard little white book. I do like that there are blank pages for notes, which I've done also in my own deck creation, the ones that have come with a book. So pretty standard, and I've worked with this deck for a couple of weeks now, mostly just readings for myself. I have not read for clients with it yet. And you know, from what I know, and I did do a little research on some of the saints, the associations seem pretty good, pretty consistent. I don't know, that's not the right word because not all the decks have saints, but the choices of saints for the cards they are connected to, I mostly agree upon. There are a few, like the three kings are included. Personally, I wouldn't call them saints, though technically the word saint just means a holy person, but specifically it's someone canonized by the Roman Catholic Church. And you know, the three kings is somewhat a later interpretation. There aren't three kings named in the Bible. So, but it works. It works with the deck. I wouldn't totally agree with that, but it works with the deck. And like the Sun card in here, oh, there it is Jesus, who's technically not a saint, but you know, a very holy person in the Catholic tradition, right? The Son of God. So let's just kind of look through some of the cards here, and I will add on a full flip through after this. So there we have Jesus. Whoops. Oh, this is what the back of the deck looks like. So it's not 100% reversible because of this little sparkle there, but I don't think that would affect too many people unless you really, you know, lay your cards face down and you don't want to know what's reversed. It is a very RWS, Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So, you know, if you're a new to reading tarot or you prefer RWS, this is very RWS deck. So easy to read off the bat. If you kind of just like the Saint Catholic artwork, if that vibes with you and you like the RWS system, if that's your main system, you know, a good deck to go with. Somewhat standard artwork. Yeah, so that's what I would say about it. But yeah, RWS deck, Saints theme. And of course, it's very European. Keep that in mind. Roman Catholicism, the Saints, is a European religion. Yeah, so fairly standard. And I won't go through every saint, right? The imprint, Saint Helena. And you don't have to know the saints, who they all are, right, to work with this deck. But you do get a hint of insight in the guidebook. So let's just pick one. So the print is really tiny and hard for me to read. So I just opened up to a random page. The World, St. Francis. In this card, we see the very merry and cheerful scene. St. Francis is kneeling in the fairy circle in the middle of the green and blooming forest. He is garbed in monk clothes with nothing but a big wooden cross across his chest. So you get some hints of, like, each saint has their own symbolism and so on. It doesn't give a history of who the saint is, but of course you can always look that up. Upon his smiling face fall the sun rays and that portray the grace of God. The woodland creatures are attracted to his divine calm energy, whose symbolism is the world as it should be, merry, harmonious, and carefree. So if you don't know who St. Francis is, he's the saint of animals and the environment. So again, you get hints of the symbolism connected to the saint and how it correlates to the major arcana or the court card. So yeah, a nice deck. It shuffles nice, you know, it's smooth, it doesn't stick. You know, I'm a riffle shuffler and it riffles nicely. It's not too stiff. Yeah, slides nicely, but not too slippery. It is sort of a glossy matte. I wouldn't call it glossy, but it's not fully matte either. There's so many finishes on decks now. It's not edged, which I like. The gold edging is always pretty, but it does disrupt shuffling for me. That's just my review, my opinion. So yeah, overall, yeah, it's a good RWS deck, good starter deck, maybe for people who are of the Catholic tradition, who don't have issues with their Catholic tradition. Might be an interesting deck to get, or even for people whose family, you know, especially Catholic family, might frown upon tarot cards. You know, maybe this is a deck to get to introduce it to them if they're open to it, right? But yeah, a good standard RWS deck, yeah, with the theme of the mystical saints. So again, it's the Mystical Tarot of the Saints, and that's the website too, mysticaltarotofthesaints.com. If you're interested, I'll put the link below as well. And so let's go and have a full flip through now.